I'll say 3, 2, 1, I'll intro it, and then you just headbang violently like you're about to kill a bitch. 3, 2, 1, action! Yo, guys, welcome to my channel again. Me and my girlfriend, Simone, are gonna be...
Can't you introduce me properly?
This is my beautiful sister, Chloe. We've been wanting to do something like this for a while now. We tried it last time, but it failed miserably because the footage wasn't even usable. Then I found the footage on my laptop after that, so it was usable. So I thought, fuck this, let's make a fresh new conspiracy theory video. One sec, let me turn my cap around you.
You got to wear a hat for the video.
Me and Chloe are going to be going through our top favourite conspiracy theories. To make this easier for you guys, for it to be more entertaining, so you're just not watching me and Chloe suck on a lollipop and me shout verbal abuse at the camera, yeah? I'm going to be rolling some images on the screen and some little clips, so it's a bit more, you know, pleasing to the eye. This is the Tom and Jerry conspiracy theory, and it's representing America and Germany going to war. This isn't even a conspiracy theory, this is like just some real shit, you get me?
I haven't heard these, and Jay hasn't heard mine.
Tom and Jerry was introduced 1 year after World War II started, and in World War II, Americans were referred to as Tommies, and the Germans were referred to as Jerrys. That's actually a thing. The show started 1 year after World War II started, and Jerry, like in the cartoon, always wins by being ahead with his intelligence, whereas Germans are so advanced with their technology. So the show was trying to say that Germany would win due to how intelligent they were. Questions? Questions? Anyone other than Chloe? Yeah, you doing that? Cool one, yeah, it's a cool one. It's a nice little taster, you know, to get people ready for the rest of the video.
That's crazy. I'm coming in with a bang. Apparently, this is the theory. The US government obtains intelligence that hidden somewhere in central Iraq is an actual Stargate based there by the Anunnaki.
I'm sorry, this one sounds like a bag of shit.
That's an actual quote from one of several sites that insists that the Iraq War was started because the United States wanted access to Saddam Hussein's actual Stargate device. He obtained this secret base after contacting an ancient alien race. Saddam Hussein was intending to use the Stargate to allow the race to invade Earth. But fortunately, the New World Order decided to step in and prevent it. And they were saying that the US soldiers, when they went into Iraq, were actually equipped with X-ray goggles. And that Saddam Hussein was breeding giant mutant scorpions.
So you're saying, yeah, there's some cosmic gate, yeah, to another realm, yeah, breeding mutant scorpions. People don't want to hear that. You're making my video shit.
I thought it was really good.
Saddam Hussein's breeding scorpion mutants. Come on, man. Moving on, guys. So the next theory, yeah, is to do with Scooby-Doo.
This is lit.
This one is so realistic, it's unreal, like you can't really question it. There's a theory that Shaggy from Scooby-Doo isn't who you think he is. In fact, the theory states that Shaggy got bullied by Velma for being dumb, bullied by Freddy for being unathletic, and Daphne for being ugly. The result of this torment resulted in him turning to drugs, aka weed, hence his image being a typical stoner hippie guy and always has the munchies for Scooby snacks. He then developed having an imaginary friend, which was Scooby, his dog. On top of all this as well, I'll roll a clip on the screen now. Like, that's realistic, yeah.
And in the scene, it's literally only Scooby and Shaggy. There's no one else there.
So true, I didn't even think of that. Like, where are the other guys?
Yeah.
The only thing I like better than an eggplant burger.
Where's his other friends, you know what I mean?
According to a theory,
One sec.
it was not the Titanic that actually sunk.
I've heard this one. I've actually heard this one.
Titanic had a sister called the Olympic. Supposedly, the Olympic had been damaged in a collision earlier. There was evidence to prove that the owners had switched the ships at the last moment. Then they sunk the Titanic, aka the Olympic that had damage. Sunk that, and they got all the insurance money back.
CompareTheMarket.com.
They had to kill that many innocent people. Money's money at the end of the day. You gotta
do what you gotta do.
You gotta get bread for your family, you get me. You know, the first symptom to AIDS is bootcut jeans. Okay, this one, I have not written any like facts to back it up. This is my own.
You haven't got facts.
But I have my own reason for coming up with this. I believe
Oh god, here we go.
that Steve Jobs didn't die. He's alive and is in hiding. And the reason I think that is because he had that much money, that much power for his own good. Having that much money and that much power through a product, being the iPhone or an iPad or an iMac, has that much influence that the government are scared of his capability. Take this for example, yeah. If Steve Jobs, bear in mind, Apple is meant to be the first company that has a net worth of $1 trillion. The first trillionaire company.
How many zeros is a trillion?
A trillion is 12 zeros. It's 1,000 billions. The whole nation, the economy runs off his business. Imagine if he just liquidized this company or moved his money to a different country. Imagine what that would do to a fucking economy.
How is he surviving now then?
Maybe gone into hiding somewhere.
Disclaimer, his views are not my views.
For real, man, I don't think he had cancer and died of cancer. I think he's gone into hiding because he had too much power and influence, and the government didn't like
What
that.
if the government come after you for exposing them? I'm not with him, don't know him, take him.
Gives a fuck. You know what? The sooner I'm out of this rat race, the better.
He probably was like under a lot of stress anyway. If he didn't have cancer, I can see why he would want to run away. The government were like on him and stuff, and like they would probably be asking him to do stuff like, can you do this, can you do that? If he didn't want to do it, he would still have to because it's the government.
Okay, I'm gonna read out one that we read out last video, but the video didn't go on YouTube, so I'm gonna redo it again. There's a quote by Albert Einstein that says, if we have a World War III, the war after that will be fought with sticks and stones. Basically saying that the next world war will be that destructive, it will literally destroy mankind and take us back to the Stone Age. There'll be no such thing as human life after the next world war, so life will start fresh, clean slate, yeah. There's a theory, right, that the world has actually previously experienced a world war that was that disastrous, it took us back to the Stone Age, and the world was literally reset. So that could have happened before. At school when we get taught about history and we say, oh yeah, it was the dinosaurs and stuff. Oh, it was the Big Bang. The Big Bang could have literally been World War III in a previous life.
I don't want it to happen. I'm so shook. Like the thought of wars and stuff really scares me.
How crazy is that, guys? That's messed up. I love this one.
There's a theory that Willy Wonka was actually a serial killer, murdering all of the kids on the tour, like one by one. And the theory also says that Willy Wonka led Charlie to kill himself through the insanity of knowing that the murders had taken place, without him knowing. And that's why they fly away at the end, because like Charlie's going up to heaven.
Wow. Willy Wonka the child murderer. Let's read this out. The first theory states the possibility of Wonka being a prolific child murderer. It talks about how Wonka immediately fired many of his employees because he was afraid that they were spies who tried to discover his secret recipe for his various candies. You may ask yourself why the secret recipe was so crucial that it was worth firing all his employees for. This theory believes that Wonka lures children into his factory and then sets up traps in which they would be killed. He would then take the corpses of the slain children and he would then mix them with his candy. He would then sell the candy to unsuspecting customers and the cycle of murders would begin anew. Willy Wonka is also believed to be the master strategist who would exploit people's weaknesses. For example, the overweight child, Augustus Gloop, couldn't control his gluttony. He then proceeds to the chocolate room and then he falls into the chocolate river and is taken away through a pipe. It is assumed that it led into an incinerator and that the poor boy burned to death. Theory also noted about how eerily wide the pipes were in the factory, almost as if Wonka anticipated that a child would so happen to end up being sucked up into the pipe. It's also believed that Wonka intentionally fed children gum, which had side effects that involved turning children into fruits. He would then send those children to the juice room to be juiced. Hey guys, listen to this, okay, this is weird. What makes this theory even more disturbing is the fact that when Wonka was asking for his visitors to sign some waivers in case of them having accidents, he only asks the children to sign the waivers, almost as if he was specifically targeting them in his attempt at making them into candy.
Accidents? What kind of accidents?
I didn't know we had to sign anything for this tour.
I can't see what it says in the bottom.
The adults don't get don't have to sign anything. Why do the children have to sign things? These theories are crazy, man. What we should do, yeah, to make the video a bit more interesting and so this can be an ongoing series, we should end this episode with like a creepy story. Listen to the story, and if they like the creepy stories, maybe next video or next time we want to do one of these episodes, we can do top 5 creepy stories.
Oh my god.
Or top 5 murder cases, or top 5 unsolved mysteries.
I want like people to leave like more conspiracy theories down in the comments because I literally love reading them and I want to learn some new ones because I'm bored.
That wasn't a fart, that was just the creaks in the ceiling.
Why do they smell?
Oh, it's because there's
Smell like
asbestos.
pure shit. That's putrid.
We should turn that light off for this one. Okay guys, we've not got much battery left now, so I want to read out this story to you and then that's the end of this one. If you want to see more of this, please press like. This happened to a friend of mine. She told me about it a year or so ago. We'll call her Minji.
How's the story going to be scary? Her name is Minji.
Minji is in her late 20s and she works as an English tutor in South Korea. One evening, a few years ago, she was tutoring a high school boy. They were up studying pretty late. Oh, I bet they were. Minji and the high school boy. They were up studying pretty late and the buses stopped running. Being a long way from his house, the boy asked if he could crash on her floor overnight and get the first bus the next morning. Minji was very reluctant because inviting a teenage male student to stay the night didn't sound like a great idea. But he was begging her, and eventually she relented. They went back to her one-room apartment and she got into the bed while he had laid a blanket out on the floor and they both fell asleep. A few hours later, at maybe 2 AM, the boy wakes Minji up. I'm really hungry, he says, let's go get some food. Minji opens her eyes and looks up at him in disbelief. Food? Now? It's 2 AM, go back to bed. But the student insists. No, I'm so hungry, let's eat something now. She tells him that there's some ramen in the kitchen and he can fix himself some. This doesn't satisfy him and he doesn't want the ramen. There's a 24-hour place just down the road. Let's go there. Eventually, after several minutes of persuasion, the boy gets Minji to come with him to the restaurant. They leave the apartment and head out, and as soon as they're on the street, the boy turns to Minji and says, I'm not hungry. I woke up in the middle of the night and looked under your bed. There's a man sleeping under there. They call the police and discover that a homeless man had been living in Minji's apartment sleeping under a bed for over 2 months. The boy only saw him because he was lying on the floor, so he had a clear view under the bed. The police arrested the man and thankfully there were no issues, but that's by far the creepiest thing that's happened to anybody I know. That is horrible.
Can you sleep on the floor tonight?
Minji, f*** off. If you want to hear a video of the top creepiest stories, then please give this video a massive thumbs up. Otherwise, there'll be a homeless guy under your bed tonight. Bye.